What's poppin', guys? Jalan here, coming back with another episode of the weekly recap. Today, currently, is May 13th, 2019, and this is going to be episode 71 of the weekly recap. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. Past week, work is dead slow. Not much has gone on at work besides me just fixing the CI builds that I have and fixing the failures. There are a lot less PR that are um, up for review. So everything is just pretty slow right now, and I think some of our leaders and some of the guys are actually on vacation. So everything is just pretty that slow. And I kind of just have been drifting off into not being productive with my time. I feel with just browsing through the web and not really learning and not really growing. So, and I think that it's something I need to pick back up on is carry that mentality and learning mindset going through every day. Even though I don't have anything to work on, I want to learn something. Just one thing that I can learn every single day, and it's gonna compound. So that's something I really want to work on, and I'm very self-aware of the um, of the hole that I'm digging myself into with just getting really complacent with where I'm at and just going in and mindlessly wasting my time, in my opinion. So I'm definitely looking to improve on that um, this week. Set some learning goals and just you know get it going. So switching gear to some of the things I've learned, I continuously listening to podcasts. Lewis House and Jay's podcast is always inspiring, always something new to learn, always um, op- hear stories from other people and open up new doors, and just overall educating myself. But more specifically, the thing that I focus on, I started reading at lunch now. The book that I'm currently reading is "I Will Teach You to Be Rich" by Ramit. I probably spell I probably pronounce his name wrong, but basically he just takes um, a different approach in terms of how to manage your money better. He focuses on automating everything, which I have already implemented with my credit cards and my investments and my direct deposit and all that stuff, 401k stuff like that. Uh, but more importantly, he also talks about um, be how to cut off the mindless spending that we do, every single day. And everybody hates budgets. Budget is something that no one sticks with, and everybody hates that word because they don't want to be told what to do. So, and what his approach is that on things that really brings you joy in life and really um, that you love, spend like extravagantly on those things. But on other things where it doesn't really impact your life too much, where you don't really care much, um, you can really cut back on that. And as long as you have everything else, like your financial things, 401k, and everything savings, and with a system, everything is systemized and automated, you have all that set up, like you're in good shape. So I really took that into heart and actually started implementing some of the things with the automations and switching banks specifically this past week because I was so tired of getting like a penny a month in my saving account, which is absolutely ridiculous for a pretty sizable account that I have. So I started taking action and actually doing some research and picking out the right checking account to maximize my earnings and dividends in some aspects. So really loving his content, and probably gonna get his book when it comes out again. I know he has a um, I think it's like an anniversary version, a 10-year anniversary version of his book is coming out soon, and we'll be getting that and just have that in my library so I can refer to it all the time. And switching gear to a new things that I've started today, which is Michelle Obama's new book. Finally got it, the audiobook version, and started listening to that. So I'll be having tons of fun this week and probably next week because it is like 20 hours long. So I'll be flying through that, and who knows, if I feel like just grinding through it, I might just, knock it out in a few days. So, and last thing I want to touch on is a pretty long weekend of basketball. I have 4 games on Saturday, and then 11 games on Sunday. Now I've never done 11, actually 10 games because one of the games got forfeited. But nonetheless, I've never done 10 plus game in a single day in my life. And I think one of the things it really taught me is just how to take care of my body. And because towards the late, like after the 7th and 8th game, my 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 feet, my foot, my left foot was hurting, and I had to tie my shoes like super tight. Whereas before I was like just very loose on because that's just how I liked it. But I found that when I tightened a little bit, it was helpful because it helped me last it for a game or two without hurting it much. And by the 9th game and the 10th game, it was hurting when and to a point where I couldn't really just run down the court, so I had to like walk it out for the remaining 2 games. So and now I'm icing it up and resting and stretching, icing it, and just doing whatever I can to get it back up to 100%. So I know this one, my left one, has been bothering me for a while, and I definitely need to take care of it if I want to have longevity and just continue to do this things I love. So just learning overall, right? Learning how to take care of myself, learning my body, pushing my limit a little bit with this 10 games this weekend because I don't know what my limit is until I push the boundary a little bit. So I'm really grateful for that experience, and it has taught me something more about life and who I am and how to take care of my body. So I'm really appreciative of that, and that's how I want to touch on this week's is weekly recap. Hope everybody had an amazing weekend, had an amazing Mother's Day, and hope you guys also had a wonderful Monday as well. So I love you guys, and I will talk to you guys very soon again. See ya.